Hello everyone, I'm Sarthak, and today I'll be trying to answer one of the questions that was asked in my regular classes, that how do you try to understand that when to play what in Italian opening. So let's just try to jump in the video. Now here, suppose Italian starts with e4, e5 and knight, knight, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, bishop c5. Now here we'll try to, in today's video we'll try to stick to only knight c3. I'm not trying to go for c3, knight f6, d4, pawn takes, e5, d5, all those kind of variations. Okay, so this is, we can restrict to some other day. Now in today's class, I always have this habit of saying that. Okay, so in today's video we'll try to see that white plays knight c3, we go knight f6, and this is the position what we are trying to understand. And here the thing is, sometimes white plays maybe d3, sometimes they play h3, sometimes they play a3. We don't know actually what do we do if white is doing all these moves, or sometimes even they castle, right? Okay, now suppose in a very general way we can try to understand that, suppose if they play d3. Now the thing is, let's go one step back. My knight is trying to attack the pawn, their knight is defending it, right? And once they play d3, it means now the pawn is doing the defense of the another pawn, so it means the knight is now free. And the moment the knight is free, and suppose if we just try to go for the copycat variation, they can now try to go knight a4. And if we go something like knight a5 ourselves, I mean they'll take, we'll take, and the game goes on. Okay, so let's not try to jump on this. So the main point is that after d3, the knight becomes free, and we want to keep the bishop on this diagonal. So we play something like, after knight a4, bishop a7, and suppose if white is just forgetting about the idea and just white tries to castle, we have b5. So by logic you should remember that if d3 is being played, it's now a new protector of the e4 pawn, so it means the c3 knight is now free, and knight a4 is one of the moves. So you can calculate that, okay, we have to play a6 whatsoever. Let's go back. If they play h3, let's say, so h3 is not doing much, right? Okay, one more question before I go to h3. Why not knight a4 directly? Because now what was the knight doing earlier? It was protecting the pawn, so no one is doing that. So first of all I'll go take, and if you take my bishop, I'll take back. In this particular case, black is up a pawn, and even if black doesn't have the bishop pairs, a extra pawn is more than enough to have a decent advantage in the game. Let's go back. Alright, now in this particular position, if they play something like h3, and we continue the game by d6, and if they play something like, castles, in this case we have a number of ways to continue. You can still, because they have not played d3, so I'm not too much interested in playing this kind of a move. So I'll first of all play h3, and the moment I see the d3 move has occurred on the board, I'll just play a6. Okay, let's go back. Now in this particular position, after knight f6, d3, a6. Now what happens if they play bishop g5? Now this is again one of the questions which many people ask. Okay, or if they castle, let's just say that, and we go d6, and now they go bishop g5. So these are the common things you should try to understand, and try to imagine it that, okay, my king has not castled, and if someone goes bishop g5 on me, I'll just go h6. In both the cases it works. If it works in this particular case, and if they go back, we go g5. They go back, and this is a situation in which, look at the bishop on g3. It has absolutely no scope whatsoever. It cannot go h4, it cannot go f4. It's kind of locked. Okay, even they try to go here, king goes here, bishop h2, bishop g1, it won't be having any future. Okay, so if after h6, if they try to capture us, we'll try to capture knight d5, queen d8, and this is again a decent position for black. Black is having bishop pairs, and yeah, black is ready to castle. Let's go back. Now in this case, suppose after d3, a6, h3, after d3, a6, let's say they castle, okay. Now we go d6, and if they play something, some random move like this, let's just imagine. Now same case for black. Black has played the move d6, it means now the knight is free. And because the knight is free, white did not respond by playing something like a3 or a4, so we will go knight a5. And wherever the bishop goes, I'll just take it and takes, and now again I claim that black is again kind of equal or slightly better than white because black has the bishop pairs. Let's go back again. So by logic, I'll say that in this particular position, when I play Italian, in which knight, it's like a 4 knights Italian system, in which the 4 knights are out on the chessboard and the bishops are out. In this case, if my opponent goes d3, I'll go a6. If they go h3, I'll just continue by d6. The final thing of today's video, I just want to kind of show, if in this particular case, now d3 has been played, so I guess the audience can try to understand that we have to play a6. Now it's like if you try to research and try to work it out yourself on the computer, even if you don't play a6, it's fine. You can just play h6 or d6, that's fine, because the opening is a very drawish kind of situation. But as soon as you try to go in the middle game, you'll realize that, gee, I would have loved if my c5 bishop was alive. Okay, so let's go a6 for now, and something like, okay, so let's invite the threat of bishop g5. We first play d6, and I just want to kind of show a very funny line here. Okay, first let's go h6, let them go back, and now let's go d6, let them castle. Okay, and now we go g5, bishop g3, and now if you want to go bishop g4, knight d4, it's kind of fine. It's a very interesting way to play chess, because now after this we can go back, but sadly the g pawn cannot come to g4, and my next move is knight d4. It works many times. Okay, let's go back. After this move, after bishop g4, sometimes people play h4. Now in this case, I want to go knight h5, bishop h2, and sometimes again the threat remains knight d4, and now I'm trying to destroy the wall. Now whatsoever be the move, I mean, it doesn't matter actually. I have to just take, you take, and I claim that, okay, I want to go here, I want to go here, probably the queen will go here. It's kind of winning for black. So long story short, you can remember that your opponent should not try to go bishop g5 if you have not castled. If they go bishop g5, and if you go h6, they have to take. They cannot go back. If they go back, okay, let's try to go g5. So I hope I was able to clear the doubts, because this is what I feel that many people who are trying to learn chess or trying to understand chess, they face this difficulty at their beginning level, that when to play what in Italian opening. Okay, now in the next video when I'll try to upload, I'll try to kind of concentrate on the idea that once bishop c5 is played, and if white plays c3, now this is getting very popular these days. After c3, knight f6, d4, pawn takes, e5, and this creates some kind of problems. Just to show you, if you go here, you're in a trap. But okay, I don't want to kind of jump into that right away. I'll keep it for a different video. I'll stop here. I hope I was able to kind of clear the doubts, and if it's still not clear, please text me in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer. For now, I'll just take your leave. Thank you.